All right, so we're at the Singer booth with the Singer educator. Let's do it.
Okay,
show me the things.
So this is our brand new Singer Momento. It's a 24-inch cutting machine, and like a cutting machine, it can cut lots of different things, but being Singer and knowing sewists, we can cut fabric like butter, and that's what we really focused on with our cutting machine. But what I'm going to kind of give you the rundown of what it can do.
Okay.
So we have 2 tool bays. Obviously, we want to be able to use our pins. These are dual tip pins. Let me pull that out. It's a fine point on one side, and it's a marker on the other.
Okay.
So all of our pins come that way, and you do get the black one in the box with the machine. We have a basic blade that's going to cut your cardstock and your papers, your heat transfer vinyl, your adhesive vinyl, your sticker paper. That's what that's going to cut. But what makes ours really special is the rotary blade. This is the key feature here. It is a smart blade. It actually plugs in like a computer chip right here in this port. Our blades are fantastic. We do have replacement blades as well, so just like any rotary blade, the more you use it, the more you need to, replace it. Our replacement blades are really cool because you don't even have to touch the blades to replace it. This tiny little screwdriver has a little housing unit. You don't ever have to touch them because they're so small. But this is what gives us those intricate cuts with our fabric. When it comes to fabric, obviously I can cut quilting cotton to make quilts. It does not have to be bonded fabric, which is a big deal. But if you want to use bonded fabric for applique designs and things like that, you absolutely can. You can cut felt, which I did. I cut some cork the other day. I even used it to cut out my bag pattern that I made. This is on our My Sewnet library of projects for our machine. So I used it to cut out the outside, the inside, but even my fusible foam. It cut my entire, I know I just blew your mind, didn't I?
You did. The foam is quite thick.
It is thick, but it does squish down, and it was able to cut my fusible foam. So I was able to cut all 3 pieces within seconds and then get to quilting and sewing.
Wow.
Super fun. So this is one of our projects on our My Sewnet library that I just did this week.
Okay.
Then we also have a library of tools that you can get with our machine. We have different mats.
Okay.
See here. So here's one of our mats. This is our 12 by 24 inch mat. We also have 12 by 12 and 24 by 24. So you really can maximize the space. Now before I show this, you can cut matless.
Okay.
You can cut matless with adhesive vinyl and heat transfer vinyl or sticker paper. Okay. And you can go as far as 13 feet. Okay. And any width here in that 24 inch range. So let me load this real quick. Now our pinch wheels here are movable and adjustable based on the material you're using. This mat can go in this way, or you can reorient the other way as well. So let's load our mat. It feeds it all the way through to make sure it's in nice and straight. And then I'm going to load a design. So give me just 1 second.
Okay.
You mentioned you're a quilter. Let me show you this real quick. These are preset designs for basic shapes that you typically will cut as a quilter. I can pick my half square triangle here and tell it to fill the mat. And it will fill up whatever mat that I put in. So on my 24 by 24 inch mat, it will cut 84 of those 2.5 inch square triangles.
Wow.
So think about how quickly you can get to sewing and quilting, not having to cut all those by hand. And there's other shapes in our software as well. We also have favorites. So if you do something like, maybe you do earrings and you make a lot of the same things for your Etsy shop, you can save those as favorites. You don't even have to be in the software or connected to Wi-Fi. You just come over, load your mat, pick your pattern, your favorite project, and keep cutting it out. Okay, so this is a Wi-Fi enabled machine, not Bluetooth. Okay, so that's very nice. You're not going to lose that connection mid-cut, which is the worst. You can also hardwire in, which is what I'm doing today here at the show because I don't have internet.
Okay.
But this is our software. I've got my design here. This is our My Sewnet crafting software. I am going to send it to the machine. I can choose where I want it to go and all of those fun things. One thing I like to point out for people who use heat transfer vinyl, we always forget to mirror. When I pick that vinyl or that material, it automatically mirrors it for me. Okay, so that's always really nice. I'm going to hit next. My mat is already loaded in the machine, but if it wasn't, it would have told me to load it. I can't do anything else until I've loaded. The next step is it's going to tell me to add my pin and which blade based on the material I told it. So again, if you're not sure what blade to use, it'll tell you.
Smart enough to tell me.
Now the best thing is, let's say maybe you've got a material that's not from our material list. You can do a test cut, which is right here on the front of the machine, and you can change the force to figure out the right pressure for your material, and it'll do a little cut in the corner. And then you can lift it up and go, is it enough, too much? You can figure that out, and you can save that setting in here as a new material that you use on a regular basis, okay? So you can get really detailed and specific. You can change it. I've got the speed at the top speed, so we're gonna go fast, and it's gonna send it to the machine. I can either start it from here, or I can start it from here.
All right.
Give it just a second. What we're gonna be doodling is we're gonna doodle these little signs right here. And since I already cut this one out, let me fill the hole here. Oh, these are different. That's okay. I just don't want to draw over that. And someone already cut something out with it. So we're just going to fill in that little spot so I don't draw on my mat. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to hit start right here. And it's already starting.
Wow.
So it's going to draw everything first. And then it'll go through and cut.
And it's got the nerve to be quiet.
How quiet is that? Can you even hear it on camera?
No, you cannot. Huh. Wow. This is something here. This is big.
This is a big deal, right?
Big. Now, the question.
Yes.
What is this retail for for a consumer?
$6.99.
No way.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
And we're doing a bundle deal at our show for $9.99. So you get everything in the box plus everything on that table. You get the 3-pack of the mats. You get our new mini heat press. Let me show you the mini heat press while this is doodling. So this is our mini heat press. It's not a low, medium, and high setting. It's actually set a specific temperature. You can set a timer, and you have presets, so you can save your favorites.
Wow.
Comes with a little stand here. We also have a square press that's back there on the table. And then this is our smart press. So let me show you our smart press while that's doodling.
You want me to come okay, perfect.
So this is our smart press, 13 by 17.
13 by 17.
We've got a little dial here.
Little.
Okay. It's like that little nest thing, like twist, okay? You just twist it and change it.
Okay.
And it magnetically sticks to the side when you're not using it.
Nice.
You can also sew.
Yes.
So you don't have the border.
It closes for you, it'll press, and then it'll open for you. So it detects the pressure that you need based on the thickness of the material in between here.
Have you guys
detects the pressure for you.
Have you guys ever done, will this do puff vinyl?
Yes.
No way.
Yes, it will.
What?
So when you're done with using it, because counter space is so valuable, it closes, this sticks to the side, there's feet on the back, and the whole thing stands vertically so you get your counter space back.
Wow. I am very impressed.
And our smart press is $6.99 retail.
Very,
So
very,
we're still
very
doodling
impressed.
over here.
Oh, that's because we're doing a gazillion of them.
We're doing a few. I fill the mat or my cardstock when I do them. So
Nice.
we're over halfway through. And then it'll switch to the basic blade and immediately start cutting.
Wow.
I just like how quiet it is.
So tell me what kind of attachments that we have with this. So we have the rotary cutter, and we have the knife, not a knife blade, but like a regular blade. What other blades do we have?
We also have a deep cut blade with accessory blades as well, and we're coming out with a knife blade.
Okay.
So that's the other one. We have fabric pins. So these pins can go where this pin is, and you can draw your seam allowances, you can draw stencils. One is heat away and one is wash away, so whichever you prefer, they go right in here.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
And then it's almost done. We're going to cut next. We also have handy tools. So of course, if you are new to crafting, we have our 6-inch brayer to fill that mat, right? And then we have our basic tool set as well. And then we also have our pack of pens and markers. Remember, these are dual tip. And then we also have gel pens too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Card makers. Card makers. Yes.
So this one's going to do it in a...
Oh, and you guys have a large scrapey tool too.
We do have the large scraper and a small scraper.
Okay, that's the big one.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, so it's done drawing. Now it's going to cut. Get in there really close and hear how quiet it is.
I can't believe how I can't hear this. Wow. This is amazing.
And this is, you can use it with a tablet or a computer.
Okay.
Mac, Apple, Android, doesn't matter. Free download to get this basic software. We do have a subscription plan for our library of designs for like our big quilting projects and other other fun projects we have in there. But this is what that software interface looks like, so you can get a feel for it. It's
Can I
very
work
user-friendly.
offline and online?
Yes.
Okay.
SVG files upload. You can also import your own fonts,
Okay.
your own designs. We have basic shapes and other fonts in there that you can utilize as well.
Print to cut.
Yes.
No way.
You can make your own stickers.
No way.
And you can
And what's
build
the size? What's the size of the print to cut?
as big as you can print on paper, right?
Okay.
And fit on one of our mats. So if you have 11
Then
by
by
17 printer, then you can cut that on our 24 by 24 inch mat. And you have a really big space. It will make your registration marks and read those for you.
How long has this been out?
A couple months.
Do people know about this?
We do now.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I originally launched this in March on HSN.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then in April it became available everywhere.
Okay.
And so yeah. So we're done with our cutting.
Ooh, if this got launched on HSN, that means you guys can break up some payments if you need to.
Yeah, I don't know if they still have any left though.
I'm betting they don't.
I
but-
will be back, so don't worry. All right, so there's our little.
Oh, look at our thingy. Wow, this was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all, I'm at the Buy Annie booth, and I have been dying to show you guys what is new. So these are new. This is called the Cut It Out pattern, and of course it's for your scissors. And we are absolutely going to do this. Now this is all done in the Untamed Tula fabrics. They are showing them off here. But this guy is so cute, a quick sew. And yes, we all need to be putting our scissors in here because they're so pointy and sharp. Then we've got Drop Zone, which is a cute open kind of, you know, all your trinkets bag. Comes in 3 different sizes. Now we've got the Eye Cases 2.0. And what I really like about these is the dimensionality. And these are all new. And yes, we will be doing, well, this is a remake, but we will be doing this. Look at how good this looks. I love how thick that is. I love the way that they use the colors too, which is also super selling it. Then we've got the Hot and Heavy. And the Hot and Heavy is for your irons or whatever you want to make it for. It's just a good bag, and it's kind of got that clamshell feel to it, that clammy. And these are the new patterns that she just dropped. I am too excited to bring these to you. I cannot wait to make these. I think the eye for sure, the scissors for sure, maybe the Hot and Heavy. I haven't figured out which iron thing we're gonna do, but again, we are at Buy Annie. Check out your local quilt store for any of these patterns. All right, I'm hanging out in Sew a Story by Jennifer Long, and I kind of love her. If you guys want, go on ahead and scan this. She does have an online presence, and you can get these things here. This has got to be one of the coolest collections and booths here at the show. I am obsessed. It might be the colorway. I don't know. It's called It Takes a Village, the fabric line. Look at the doctor in the corner. This is so cool, guys. It's such a cool concept. Everybody needs one of these. I think we should do one. I don't know any firefighters, but doesn't this just feel right? Y'all know how I feel about baby quilts and kid quilts, and I think she has absolutely nailed it. This is such a vibe. Look at this stuff. She's got dolls in the corner. Let me show you guys the dolls. These are some little baskets. She's got the Red Riding Hood in the hoop. She's got her project sizes. She's with Riley Blake. It's got a Riley Blake feel. It's just done exceptionally well. You guys check her out. Check this. This is a printed panel that she's done. You guys be sure to check her out because I just think this is one of the coolest booths out. This is great. All right, again, Jennifer Long. Go ahead and scan that. All right, now I'm hanging out Flamingo Toes, Beverly McCullough. Look at this pattern right here. So beautiful. Let's look at this fabric. It is, look at the quilting in that. If that's not a genius panto, I don't know what is. She also does cross stitch. Wait till I show you guys some of her cross stitch. Got these T designs here. Again, Beverly McCullough. Spill the tea. also all the things. And I think, I forget the name of this collection that's upcoming. Love this concept. That's actually cross-stitched with yarn. We've got needle minders, which are so a thing right now. I'm seeing these everywhere. And there was something else here. I think this is darling. Hey, I've seen this pattern, I want to say. Just a really, really, really cute booth. Again, that's Beverly McCullough. All right, I'm hanging out at Laura Star. Y'all know this iron. Let's talk about it. Let's see it.
Hello, hello. I've got that really nice, powerful steam. My name's Emily with Laura Star. I've got a quilt block here I'm going to press. You know, most quilters aren't using steam to press their blocks. Most steam is wet. It shrinks into sorts of fabric. But watch how close I'm going to keep my fingers to my iron and my seam here. I can open that seam up, and I'm still using that really powerful steam. But that fan's pulling the steam away from my fingers. It's not hot, and I get a flat press really fast, really quick, okay? So I've got a little fusible applique here as well. Now usually we are putting a lot of weight and a lot of pressure on that fusible to get it sticking. But in just a second here, I've got that steam seam totally set. It's really, really fast, okay? Another tip I really love is that we do have the ability to control the steam with the Laura Star. I've got the buttons here and here, but let's pretend this is a regular iron for a moment, because when I'm doing my binding, unless we hold that iron in place, that fabric pops right back up. I can spend the same time, I can use my steam, and look how crisp that crease is. So my binding is gonna be done really quickly with the Laura Star. I get a flat press, I can fuse my fusibles really fast as well. So I love that option. Again, I do have that fan built into the board here on the full system, and that fan's gonna activate just when I touch the handle of the iron. It's gonna pull the air down or blow the air up. So that was a really nice benefit with my blocks, because my seams are pressed and set all at once because that fabric is cool. But if I've got a lightweight fabric like this, as soon as I touch the handle, it's gonna pull the air down. I can change the direction of the fan, and now I've got this cushion of air created. So I can hover that seam right over that silk, and I can remove those wrinkles really quickly. Okay, so this is really cool. Just a few things that we love about the Laura Star.
My goodness. Thank
Yep,
you.
absolutely, thanks.
All right, I'm hanging out in the Brewer booth because, you know, it's Brewer, so it just makes sense. Tilda has got a new mat coming out, and look guys, it works well if you are right-handed or left-handed. They've got the numbers coming off both sides. This is great. It's not one of those super duper duper smooth mats. You guys know how I feel about that. It's double-sided. We've got pink on one side, black on the other. And she's also got some new ruler sizes that are coming out. So if you guys are fans of the rulers, do you guys see the deer? So the unicorn, we've seen, you can't see it. Oh, how can I make you see this? You see the unicorn back there? There's the unicorn. I feel like I see a stag behind this, and the stag is in the non-slip cutting. This one here has that giraffe behind it. These are so cool. Then we have some more project bags, which are also new. Yep, she's got the things. I think that's all that is new. Oh, we've got the designer ribbon packs, which we saw over at Renaissance Ribbon. And I think that's it that's new from Tula in the Brewer section. We got some cave things happening here. Stuff is looking good. The new Panasonic iron. Yes, but those new, I wanted to be sure to show you guys those. Okay. So I'm hanging out in the Brewer booth again, and I wanted to know what they had was new, and they told me over here we have Valdani threads that are now on skein. I'm not on skeins. They're on spools as opposed to being on skeins, so you're used to seeing them like this. Then these new Panasonic irons. These are the newest ones that have come out, and the biggest catch, the biggest draw to these is they used to have like an 8-minute shut off, and they went to a 30-minute shut off. These are now 2 hours. They stay on for 2 hours before they auto shut off, which is super great. You know, they still have the same old ceramic plate, water tank. All the features are the same, but that shut off is a big deal. And of course, they come with the cute covers. They have some scissor sets that are made in Pakistan. We've got a couple of patterns that are new. Ooh, that's a nice one right there. They're all nice, but that one right there just caught my eye. And that's what's happening new over here in Brewer, other than the Tula Pink stuff that we just talked about. All right, I'm hanging out at Dashwood Studio. If you guys know, you know, Dashwood is a big deal. And it was very, very, very difficult to get in the US, and now you can get it from Brewer. So all your quilt stores can actually get this and not be having to pay the international fees and the things. Much easier for us to get, and Dashwood is a whole vibe. So you guys tell your quilt stores that they can get them through Brewer, and I'm going to show you guys these new collections. This one is killer. Look at those birds. Dashwood is such a vibe. Oh! Y'all know I am a fabric lover. You know, I know the things, and when I tell you guys this is a thing, this is a thing. And it being available in the US, you guys, we are here for it. Now, I'm not sure which collection is what. I just know good, fun stuff, and I know y'all like it, so I wanted to give you guys some snippets of Dashwood. They are a thing, and now they are available. We've got some projects made with these collections and some quilts hanging here. There we go. Look at this. We're gonna start seeing Dashwood. What a beautiful quilt. All right, guys. Again, Dashwood is now available easily in the US. Let's do it. So I'm hanging out at Bernina because, you know, it's Bernina and it's amazing. And earlier today, they put out a teaser that something big is coming. So I came over, and I don't get to know what the thing is just yet. That's coming. But we are talking about the B790 Pro, which is top of the line. And, you know, Berninas are a beautiful, luxurious machine anyway. We know that. But they've got some stuff. They've got all the things. Are you guys seeing what this is packed with? It is packing a punch. And so we are talking about the Stitch Designer.
So you can literally design what you want your stitch to be, and it's forming it over here.
Wow.
So if I want to go crazy and just every little square do something ridiculous, maybe I'm making a skyline, I don't know.
Okay.
You can literally like spell out something, you can do shapes.
There it is right there. And
yeah,
that's how
it shows you exactly what it's going to look like when you stitch it out. So I want to see if I can write a name. Yeah.
Yep.
We've had people make stars.
Wow.
I've never made the star before. There you go.
Oh, cool. Genius. Totally making your own stitches. That is an awesome feature. I've never seen that feature before.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we just found out. I never knew this. Any machine that you see with a black faceplate means that it comes with the embroidery module. And then the ones with the silver faceplate, those you can add the embroidery module. But again, this is the top of the line one. Do you know how large the hoop is that comes with this? All right, so this right here is the maxi hoop.
And the crank on this, it's not like your normal,
No,
you can't over tighten that.
Wow.
So you're not like, is it in there? Is it in there?
My goodness.
And the machine can you can choose what foot you have on it. So for example, right now I have it set to 1C, but technically, let me double check. I'm going to show you how easy it is to pop that off.
Wow. One-handed
I'm
foot
looking
removal.
at foot number 26. So now I can come in here. I'm going to tell the machine I'm using foot number 26, exit, and then I'm going to really quick pop that back on. So now the machine knows what foot is on it, and you can actually see the foot on the screen. Now what's really cool, this won't let me choose a stitch that I can't do with the foot.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So like you see how it's all smushed together? It's because you can't do it with the foot.
Okay.
I mean, you could, but it's going to be smushed.
Uh-huh.
So you can do that. You can always change your stitch width and then your stitch length.
With the knobs there.
And then if you want to change it back, just click that.
What size bobbin do you guys have for this one?
This is actually, this also has that bigger bobbin.
Front loading bobbin.
Front load. And
it's not in there.
oh, it's not. Thank you.
It's not in there.
Look how big this thing is.
That is.
And you see these bad boys here?
Yep.
The silver? So the machine knows when your bobbin is running low, and it's going to tell you that you're almost out of bobbin thread.
That's a huge bobbin.
It's, yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Guys, look at how big this is.
And when you go to fill it, once it's filled, it'll stop filling because it knows it's filled.
Wow. That's a huge bobbin.
It comes in very handy, I will tell you that.
I bet.
You know, not only do you have the sewing side, you have the embroidery side of things. And the arm got scared because this wasn't on it. I'm just going to exit right now. So you can see the design that they did for a test stitch out. It's just on the bottom of it.
All right.
But there's a bunch of different embroidery designs that are also built into the machine, which is always really cool. So, ooh, see the roll. And then there's a bunch of different phrases that you can stitch out.
Wow.
And then also there is a USB on the side of the machine.
Okay.
This, if you have the Bernina embroidery software, you can send designs to it through Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So you don't necessarily have to have the USB like plugged in. This has Wi-Fi built into it. And there's a special app that you can then use.
Okay. Wow.
So it gets the job done.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not even, I'm going to be completely
Yeah,
real with you.
I know.
You're filming this. I'm probably not even giving it the justice it truly deserves.
No. And that's okay. I just wanted to know some of the cool features, and you have totally done that. We know Berninas are amazing, and this is the top of the line, beautiful, amazing machine. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we know how y'all love y'all Tilda, so we're checking out Tilda Fabrics. Let's see what they have. Everything that I can see here is already out and available. This looks like it's Country Memories. Again, Country Memories. Oh boy.
Those ducks were cute too. Very nice.
All right, here we are with the pumpkins. Ooh, look at these. Crafting Memories. And Autumn, Thanksgiving, Halloween. So this one here was the winter reds and greens. Look at those apples. I want to make those apples. Those are awesome. I also want to make these pumpkins. Beautiful collections. Again, all these patterns, you can find them for free. This is the Summer and Ocean Blues. Look at how they did these little buttons that are covered in the fabric. The starfish. That's great. Home deck. And then we have the beautiful pixelated quilt here. Oh, I love these pillows. It feels so good and serene and quiet over here. With these calm, beachy vibes. Oh, look at the whales. The whales. Their deck game is strong in here. All right, so that is Tilda. You guys go check them out. You guys, I miss spring. How did I miss spring? Look at the eggs. Aww. Check out Mr. Bunny. Tilda is such a vibe. I love it. I know y'all love your Tilda. Oh, the buttons are already, oh, they're already made for you. Oh, that's great. You don't have to make them. You can make them, but you don't have to. You see the little bunny on the pillow with the flower? And these are patterns that you can find for free. Great. Okay, so there we have spring. We have the beachy vibes here. We have autumn, and then we have the winter over here. And again, that's the Tilda booth. Okay guys, I'm hanging out at the Accuquilt, and guess what we just found out? Accuquilt and June Taylor now, same company, and they also have Arrow Furniture. We know Arrow Furniture. Okay, but we were talking about what's new in the booth, and then we just decided we would start filming, so let's do it.
Okay, so here's a great example of a Quilt As You Go project. You're gonna make your blocks individually, and when you're stitching them together, you're stitching through all your layers so you don't have to do additional quilting on it. But then when it's time to put that together, we've got a thing called Sash and a Dash. It's a pre-made double casing. You just slide your block in between the layers and do a top stitch. It's that simple.
Wow, that's excellent.
You do the same thing for your rows. And if you like that, you're gonna love our zippity-doo-dun zippers. These are zippers that are put into a pre-made casing so that all you have to do is stick your fabric in and top stitch it down. You can cover that zipper with fabric. You can go ahead and add a strip of fabric or some ribbon. You can leave it plain, or you could use a decorative stitch from your sewing machine.
Wow, that's amazing. And so these are, wow, the sashing is, you just put them right together.
You just put those blocks right together, and who can't, you can quilt just straight line sew together and quilt that block in no time.
Wow.
Especially if you use a go cutter to cut some 2.5-inch strips to make your projects with.
It's amazing.
So the Quilt As You Go is super simple. You cut your 2.5-inch strip, you lay it down. Here's shape number 2. Line it up along the line, sew your 1/4-inch seam, flip it over, you're ready for the next piece. It's that easy.
Nice. Love this. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay, so this is what they look like when you get them.
So this is the Sash and a Dash when you get it. It's like a double fold, double-sided binding. And it comes in black, gray, white, navy, teal, red, and camel. And we also make pre-made binding to match.
Nice.
So it couldn't be simpler.
Wow.
So
then,
you just slide your quilt
blocks
block in, top stitch down the edge, put the next block next to it. So it's your sashing and your quilt assembly at the same time.
Now, how long do these come?
This comes, you can, if it's in a kit, it's going to come with enough to make your project.
Okay, all right, wow, so these come in kits.
Right, you can also buy it by the yard at your local quilt shop.
Oh, okay, nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Check out the new pineapple die that's coming out. You guys should be able to check this out, I think, in a month. And then don't forget about the tip-stitched paper doll. And this dress right here, the wedding medley, that dress goes really cute on your paper doll. And then I think I showed you guys the mushroom at the last show, but I'm showing you guys again by Janine LaCour. Let me see what else we have here. Let me show you guys some of the samples that they have in the booth while we are here. If this isn't cute, I don't know what it is. Look at how they did the mushrooms with the little gnomes, which is also a die. And yes, this is applique down and then echo stitched beautifully. And then of course you can make all of these with their Accuquilt dies. This is Emily Jane patterns. This one here they call lemon pineapple because they put the lemon applique in the pineapple block. Super yellow, totally cute. Check them out. All right, I'm ready.
This is Jack at Cutterpillar. We love this YouTube channel, by the way. We got to start out with that. We are here at H&H Wholesale, and we're going to talk about the products that we're promoting today. Cutterpillar has been around since 2011. We've been making light products since then. Our main products are what we call light boards, and we have lots of different sizes and functions. Let's start with our base model, our Cutterpillar Glow Basic, only 2.5 pounds. 3 levels of light, super light and thin, 10,000 hour LEDs. What makes our board stand out from our competitors is the fact that we developed the world's first translucent cutting mat. And you know, if the main function of the board is to transfer and trace, and they're great for that. You can see they'll show through multiple layers there. Adding the mat makes the space exponentially more useful because now you can cut on here. So whether it's cutting shapes or cutting out applique, and my ruler is right here, and cutting on here is just a great way to use this, fussy cutting. And then because you have the grid on top, you also can use it as a reference point. So if you're doing like foundation paper piecing or something like that, squaring up, you always have a reference point as you flip and fold between the layers. That's great about that too. And what I like most about the boards in a general sense is the shadowless work area, because without it, depending on where your lights are from, you're creating these dark shadows over your work, and the shadows just disappear. So let's talk about the models. We've got the base model here at $129, and then we have the premium model, which is exactly the same, but cordless for about 3 hours. You can unplug it, charge it for about 40 minutes. You get cordless for about 3 hours. So that really opens up where you work. So if you want to get out of your room and go to you know, the kitchen table or the coffee table, that's what's great about that. They all come with the cutting mat. Then we have the Ultra, which is one of the biggest, brightest boards on the market at 26 by 19. Sorry, we don't have a lot of table space here.
That's all right.
And then we have our brand new one, which we've showed before. This is called the Mini. It's half the size. It's, as you can see here, we have a new LED that makes it almost twice as bright as anything else out there, almost embarrassingly bright there. Comes with a mat, of course, but we did something kind of unusual with this. If the main purpose of, like I said before, is to trace and transfer, I'm sure you've all experienced something like this, especially if you're using like tracing paper or freezer paper, as you spend more time adjusting the layers and squaring up the layers than you do actually tracing. So a lot of people out there will use painter's tape, or they'll pin it together, but we wanted to solve this issue from an engineering standpoint. So what we did is we added internal plates under the acrylic, right into the acrylic, and you can probably see where I'm going with this. So you get your transfers, and then you add. These are the strongest consumer magnets available on the market. They're called N52s, and they are magic. You put them on there, and they do not come off. And you could do multiple layers. I had denim on here yesterday to show how tough it was. The board itself also is made to go, in that most light boards are laminated, which means that they're glued, but this we actually molded to protect the acrylic, which means you can throw it into your bag, you can throw it into your suitcase, take it with you, and have something on the road here. That's called the Cutterpillar Glow Mini. Now, the magnet thing we knew would be very popular with this. So we did what I'm calling a retrofit, and you can take any board, any of our boards, and take these self-adhesive metal plates, very reasonably priced, and add them to your board anywhere you want. I kind of just put it in this order here and turn any light board into the same magnetic tracing system here, and they hold just as well on top of here. Oh, there it is. See, I had to find it there. And that's very inexpensive fix to add a lot more functionality to your board here. From there, we have different accessories that we use on top of our light boards. the philosophy was to make this space as useful as possible. For instance, one of our first add-ons that was super popular is this tempered glass mat. Now this is stovetop glass. And the reason why we did it with stovetop glass is so you could fuse your applique right on the light. And I can't tell you what a time saver it is, because it shines up through all the layers and allows you to line up perfectly when you're fusing right here, depending on the different applique systems you're using there. And it's also a mixed media board. You can glue on it, you can paint on it, you can Mod Podge on it. It is indestructible. So that's kind of fun. We also have different types of mats you can get. You can get clear mats like this that are a little bit less busy. You can see here when you put lines with lines, it can be a little bit busy. This is a little cleaner interface there. A lot of people will put their patterns underneath this mat again, and the mat actually holds the transfers down instead of the magnets.
That's smart.
Same thing, yeah. And then we have, this is kind of fun, for people who want just a little bit of help when they're doing their cuts. So rather than having, we all know how it is when you're cutting here, there's lots of different ways to cut. I see people jump as they cut, I call that the spider, or they'll walk their way up, or I see arms going down like this. And my mother puts 20-pound weights at the end to keep that ruler from moving. So what we did is we took the same idea that you've probably all seen before, these big shower handles, and shrunk it down to a much more manageable size. It holds 60, 70 pounds of resistance, and you can move it so easily. It changes the way you cut so dramatically, because instead of fingers, which are getting their muscle from your forearms, when you grab this, it's all triceps. And even my 77-year-old mother is out there cutting because she's bearing down with her strongest muscles. And the icing on the cake, the light. So as you lean in here, all those shadows just disappears. This charges with a USB, and about a half an hour, 40-minute charge gives you about 4 hours of use there. So that's kind of fun. Then we have a rotating mat called the swivels. This has become very popular. With this, we wanted to improve upon some of these ball bearing mat designs. So not only did we make it translucent, so you can use it in tandem with any light board here. It'll shine up through that cord, sorry about that. So it does have the advantages of shining through, but also, rather than gluing the mat on top like many of the other competitors do, they glue their mat. So when their mat gets cut up, you got an $80 paperweight. Ours, you can cut on both sides and you can replace it. So that's kind of cool. But here's what I like best about this, is a lot of the other rotary cutters, there's nothing, rotary turning mats, there's nothing to stop it from moving. Ours, we put these little silicone feet around the edges, and then we put the ball bearings in the center, so when you go to cut, it stops moving. As soon as you put pressure down, it stops moving. Then we have our sewing machine light. One of the only cordless sewing machines I have. You connect it once by Velcro, right? And then it's 3M Velcro, so it comes off. And then you point that light where you need it. If you need to thread the bobbin, you can point in that direction, up here into the machine, the direction you're sewing, and then it just pops out and recharges with a USB. It tells you how much juice you have left there. So I got about 2 hours left on that. And you can order extra cradles and go from long arm to serger back to your main machine, and you're really getting like a 3-in-1. And you have low, medium, and high. And that's called the Cutterpillar Flex. And this summer, we're working on a little lanyard system that will allow you to do hand stitching and all these things and connect it right here from both the top and the bottom. So we'll be working on that this summer. Now let's talk about the mats. We're gonna come around here.
There we go.
This is our newest product here at Cutterpillar. This is called the Flip and Fold mat. First of all, the material here is something new. Most mats are made out of PVC, And the thing about PVC is it's, despite it being flexible, it's actually quite a brittle plastic. It's made from petroleum, it's kind of toxic. This is called TPE. It's a rubber-based mat, and it is non-toxic, and it allows us to do some pretty amazing things. So let's say you're cutting here, and your next step you need to do like a 16 by 16, and you've run out of space here on this size. So you just open it like a book, and you've doubled your space. Now, if you could feel this, that seam is pretty much non-existent in the middle there. So now I've got 24 inches. Let's say my next step, I need to pull out a bolt and I need to cut some fabric. Well, I just flip it again. And now I just flip it out. I've got 48 inches. Now at this point, we had an issue. We didn't want, you know when you put two mats together and you try cutting across it and it leaves that little bit of thread? Well, to avoid that, this puzzle piece locks that seam in, and you cut right across it, and it's seamless. And then again, one more. We need a bigger table as usual here. Now you can go out to 36 by 48 inches, which I can't imagine you needing to cut much bigger than that, but you can see I go back and I go back. Now I'm back to here. It can go into, it just so happens to perfectly fit into our coat, by the way.
Oh, it's
nice coincidence. And rather than storing this giant 48-inch mat behind your bed or somewhere like that where it can warp, this just goes right on the shelf.
Nice.
This is called the Cutterpillar Flip and Fold, and it launches in early July 2024.
Thank you. I'm at the Trailhead Company, Trailhead Gloss, for all of your hand stitching and quilting needs. Let me show you guys their thread. All right, Samantha, tell me about your threads.
So we do 100% Tencel thread. It is 8-week for all your hand stitching, your quilting, your embroidery, and it is hand dyed in over 200 colors. So we've got variegateds, we've got speckles, we've got tonals, we've got them all. We've got the whole rainbow going.
Ooh, and what's this here?
This is our very brand new thread conditioner in all 15 different scents. A lot of them inspired by nature and fun stuff like party cake, because I love sprinkles.
I like it too. Tell me about your samples.
Okay, so this guy right here, the shoe, is actually with our stick and stitch. So what you do is you stick on our product, stitch over it, and then it washes away.
Oh, cool.
Super easy. A little bit harder on the shoe, but so much fun.
And you guys have variegateds too?
Yeah, that big mushroom in the middle there is actually our colorway called Queen.
Okay. And then we have lots of embroidery. Ooh, this is my favorite.
That is one thread, one stitch, and that's it.
Wow. Wow. Look at the gnome. Oh, neon gnome. Are those neons?
Oh yeah. I love the neon.
Me too. I love me a neon too. Oh, is this mousse? Is that, did you make fabric?
That is not fabric. That is all thread, and then that has been stitched together, and then there's stuffing in between.
Wow. You guys made fabric from thread. Like you made your own fabric.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is amazing.
You guys have the best samples. Tell me about the mermaid.
The mermaid is actually the same stitch as the mousse, but just done in a different way in our Pride colorway, and for the scales, and then just some flowing hope hair.
And this is kind of amazing.
This one's intense. Lots and lots of little stitches in that guy.
Really? And that's a variegated too, or no?
No, actually, most of those are tonals. Just literally, she was working with 8 different threads at a time to get that effect.
Wow.
But then next to it is super simple. That little
my little fish.
That's just 2 simple stitches.
Aw. And we got the fox. And did I show the squirrel?
Yeah, squirrel.
These are just amazing samples. Oh, and I missed the florals. Can't miss the florals. So cool.
We love bees.
And then this is a pillow. Is that sashiko design?
Yeah, that one's a sashiko panel, but we used our thread on it. And it's really fun. The middle pillow right there, that's actually one of our embroidery panels that I then framed in a pillow. And then you can see some of my EPP work and just all hand quilted there. I actually use the grid as a guide for hand quilting.
I love that.
Really densely.
Love that. Wow, you guys have got it all here. And then the bag, another sashiko.
Yeah, and that's actually our Hope rainbow again. So really fun.
Pastel rainbow.
Yeah, pastel rainbows.
This is so cool. And then of course your quilt coat. Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Robin Pickens Moda. Look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is what's coming out. You know, she is one of my absolute favorite designers of all time. It's called Serena Shores, and it's got a wonderful beachy theme to it. Robin's been killing with the cross stitch lately. This will be popping up in your stores. If it doesn't pop up, you guys make sure you guys request it. It's beautiful. I'm betting these blues are gonna do really well. Look at the colorways. Absolutely gorgeous.